there.
You're back, we're back, Harry backs, sack and crack. It's now time for another episode of what we like to call Welcome to Eejits of the World!
With you,
Glenn Wool, and you,
Andrew Maxwell.
And here we are once again. We've sifted through, we've trolled, we've looked over gully and hill.
We've been up to our knees in the Great River Idiot. Panning for clowns.
Fording it.
Looking for those delicious mistakes other people have made that will make us feel
better about ourselves.
Well, and what a cornucopia of stories we have for you this week. We have the Mankinis of Australian horse dressage.
We have some of the finest ghost impersonators in the old shores of Blighty.
Yes, indeed. We have when surprise parties go wrong.
We have the elderly Italian standing behind the post office counter. That's a Pearl Jam reference.
Is it really? Yeah. Wow. And finally, we have the Gongoozlers of the World.
And Andrew, I believe you have the first one. You found a wonderful story.
Oh, no, this is from our friends the other side of the equator.
Yeah, get ready for your toilet to start flushing the other way, because even when you speak of them, that happens.
Because we're back in the world of Australia. Oh.
G'day.
G'day, sporto. Here's a story from Australian sport for you to enjoy. There's a man called Shane Rose. He's won 3 Olympic medals in show jumping. That's fancy horse stuff.
Wow.
Equestrian carry-on.
Yeah. He's from the favelas of Brazil.
Of course he is. Of course he is.
One of the poorest upbringings ever. It's just him and his dancing horse.
Let me tell you, there's some poor people in the world of Australian horse dancing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right, Down at the wrong side of the tracks in Sydney, you get these illegal dressage events. That's where they get them from. That's where they get these people from.
Just blokes in singlets. You here for the horses?
Yeah.
Right, what's the password? Clippity clop, get in.
But like doing heavy bets on them. Yeah. And you lost a lot of money down to the ponies. Yeah.
Said it could dance. Horse didn't dance at all, mate. Leaned against the wall, drinking his Coca-Cola, waiting for lady horses to look him in the eye. Anyway, so Shane Rose, 3 times he has been gifted, 3 times he has won an Olympic medal for show jumping for Australia. He was all lined up for the Paris Olympics this year. All bang on. What could go wrong in the world of Shane Rose? He, and I quote, took part in a show jumping event dressed in a mankini.
Wow.
Yeah. And I've seen the video footage. He's in a full-on mankini.
Like a Borat.
Yes, exactly, right? Because the article, for half the article, goes, oh, he's show jumping, blah, blah, blah. He's been stood down and now his position on the team for Paris is in jeopardy, right? It was only halfway through the article to point out the fact that it was a fancy dress event. Right? It was this guy's been really, I think he's been treated very badly. Like, it was a fancy dress event, and the mankini, aka the Borat, wasn't his only costume. He also dressed as a gorilla and also a Duff Man from The Simpsons.
Okay.
Right? So yeah. He's dressed as a wild animal that would throw his shit at you, and he's dressed as an American alcoholic. No problems here. He is riding around a horse in a mankini, and I have to say, the whole time, he kept his ass in the saddle. I think that's where, for me, would be the line. If you know what I mean, there's an awful lot of horse riding. You're up there, and your ass, you're sticking your ass out like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like his balls didn't slip out the side.
Oh, you'd know about that.
Oh,
Have you ever seen someone ride a horse? If he lost ballage on that, oh my lord, he'd be in a lady's bikini the next time around.
Yeah, cheese wire can do that.
Oh yeah, He'd be trying to catch it like a marble on a floor. Mate, can somebody get me ball for me, please?
He said, in his defence, he said, what I was wearing is something you'd see at a beach or a theme park.
Yeah.
I was thinking, would you? But, he goes, fair enough, maybe not on a horse. Also, Shane, not on a beach or in a theme park. Like, what theme park are there men wandering around in mankinis?
Oh, God. Can you imagine being behind that guy on the log chute? Just as the water goes through his shoulder hair right into your face. Well, see, I don't think he's done anything wrong. And he sort of has the same... I watched his reaction to it, and he's like a guy who's upset his wife but doesn't know why, but he's still sorry. He's like, well, in retrospect, what I did was unacceptable, and it'll never happen again. Now, I can't be clear about what I've done because it's so unspeakable. I couldn't possibly impart to you what the fuck it is I did.
I would like to issue a blanket apology.
Yeah.
Here is a book with 1,000 blank pages. Each one of them written in visible ink is a different type of apology.
Right back to when primordial ooze started coming from the bubbly lakes. I'm sorry about that. And everything up till now, I'm sorry.
Once the glaciers of the Great North started to melt.
How insensitive to me how insensitive it was of me to be riding around in swimwear, and it'll never happen again.
Exactly, but you can imagine these are also extremely posh Australians.
Yeah,
there will have been at a moment of, good Lord Gordon, what on earth is happening?
It almost makes me think he is actually from the wrong side of the tracks. It reeks of like of hypocrisy. Like they've drug tested him. They've done everything. They cannot get their son onto the team. So now it's like, you're bloody mankini.
Totally unacceptable. What are we, Brazilian manholes? Is that what this country's come to? We're raising a nation of squibs, Marlene. There's a man in a cricket hat with a pair of binoculars. Am I looking at man-ass?
I was trying to look at a horse's ass.
That's right. I was trying to enjoy the smooth fetlocks of a beautiful 3-year-old colt. But instead I'm seeing the smooth fetlocks of a 50-year-old man. I didn't sign up for this. Cow.
Yeah, I could see if the horse was in the mankini. How then you got a case there. But I'm say free Shane Rose, or is this
Free, I don't think they've locked him into the highest dungeon in the land. The Australian dungeon. Otherwise known as being forced to live in a western suburb.
Yeah, wow.
Ghastly. Where a trip to the shopping mall is your idea of culture. Poor bastard. What amazes me, everything about the story is like, so he goes around in the horse dressed as a gorilla. Nothing.
Yeah.
No, nobody's got a problem with that. Thank God. Somebody's wearing the traditional gorilla. Haven't seen that in a couple of years.
Oh, interesting take on the gorilla theme.
Yes, he's gone gorilla. Very good.
Yeah, it's the gorilla event.
Gorilla in jodhpurs. Quite unusual.
You don't see that every time.
No, you do not. Moving on. He's gone for Duff Man from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Not who I would have chosen.
Not my favourite character.
Not for me. I would have gone Bumblebee Man myself.
I would have been the twin girls. I've got a costume in home. And it's so good you can't tell which one's me.
I am both Terry and Sherry. I'm Terry when I'm sober and I'm Sherry when I'm drunk. I'd say I've been Sherry for the last 42 years. Oh, my name's not Finlay McQuilgleton. Pardon? Finlay McQuilgleton. New South Wales is leading New South Welshmen. Did you know that?
Yeah.
That's what they're called. If you're from,
really?
Yeah. If you're from New South Wales, you're either a New South Welshman or a New South Welsh woman. Wow! I know, like really.
I don't know why that's tickled me.
I know, it's great, isn't it?
I always like it in Melbourne every time there's something in the news, and they don't see it as weird, but and it's just like it'll be like there was a bank robbery, and police are looking for a Victorian man.
Yeah.
It's like, what? How did he do it? He's known to twirl his mustache.
It's believed he made off with the money in his top hat. He fought off the SWAT team with his cane. He used a 6-year-old to put the swag up a chimney. It's great, isn't it? New South Welshman. Well, I'm a Victorian, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, my lord.
Yeah, he's now escaping in his galleon. Off he goes.
Okay. Himself and 2 other bachelors are off to write poetry by the riverbank the rest of the day. One of those was that really tickled. I'm a big fan of the NRL, Australian Rugby League. As you do know. One of the teams is based in Manly, right? Yeah, quite famous suburb, famous beach, famous suburb. And the team's called the Sea Eagles.
Oh, right.
But obviously, you just take for granted, it's just suburbs called Manly. Been there a lot, it's called Manly. But if you don't know it, it's quite a different first hearing. As my son one day walked through the living room, saw me watching them play, and he was like, "Who's playing?" I was like, "It's the Manly Sea Eagles," and he was like, "Wow, what a name!"
Like the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah. Right, we got a name. What about this? The Sea Eagles. Good. Is there any way we can punch it up a little bit? The Manly Sea Eagles.
Yeah. Well, I've actually had a few instances with effeminate sea eagles. Is there a way we can delineate between?
We don't any of those ambiguous sea eagles.
Nah.
No, not those sea eagles that work in the arts centre. Manly ones.
Yeah. Totally different pattern of feathering around the groin.
Extremely pumped wings. Sometimes the wings get so big they can't fly.
Yeah, like a chicken.
Yeah, exactly. Don't call them a chicken. That's how you get a fight out of a Manly Sea Eagle.
Well, to me too, I wouldn't have even. I would just call myself the Eagles, because then if you say Sea Eagles, people are going, "Is it seagulls?" No, stop. You say Sea Eagles. Seagulls. No.
It's ridiculous. Who's ever heard of a manly seagull? Some of the most effeminate creatures of the sky.
I know.
The beautiful golden beaks. The fluffy heads.
Oh, it doesn't take much for them to snatch a little chip off your dick.
Come from your hot chips again, haven't you? You beautiful temptress of the
You little
sky.
slut.
Anyway, well, what we're trying to say is, God damn it, Australian show horsing authority, reinstate Shane Rose. All he did was try and cheer people up with his cheeks.
Yeah.
It's out there for you. If you believe that you're a gorilla, a bear mascot, or a man in a mankini, which apparently can be seen in any theme park in Australia.
The three different kind of people there are in this world.
That's right. Pretty much the hairy, the drunk, or the naked. They're the only people that get invited to my parties.
Yeah. He parties in Greece a lot.
Boy, do I. I'm the reason why they have islands. Make any sense? Make no sense. Make a damn lick of sense. Yeah. Well, free the Shane Rose one. Right, what do you got for me?
Well, this one took place in a village close to Portsmouth, and it was 9 years ago, but it popped up on our radar, and I just thought, well, we have to mention it.
Oh, you gotta love it. Any story that's about Pompey.
Yeah.
This is strange. If you don't know this, the people of Portsmouth on the south coast of England, city, naval tradition, but they like to call themselves Pompey.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure why, wasn't Pompeii annihilated? Like, why are you? Anyway, go on.
Yeah. So there was these guys. I think they'd been to the pub or been day drinking. It's tough to know. It's Portsmouth, so you don't know what time of the day this happened in. But they were in a graveyard in like a small church, and they were playing football with each other. And sort of, and somebody asked them to stop, and one of the guys, it must have been at night, because he started going, "Ooh." And pretending he was a ghost to scare the passerbys.
Right.
Okay, somebody called the police.
Not The Exorcist.
No. And this man, the police came. What is going on down at the detachment that somebody is like, is Edgar's farting again? It was Taco Tuesday, and they're just like, look, I will go to any call. I will go to the call, the next call that comes in, because Edgar
Sarge, if you
has
need
a problem.
Anything, Sarge, anything. Littering, raised voices, you name it.
Yeah.
We'll be in the car.
Yeah, we got a guy pretending to be a ghost. We're on our way. He throws the coffees up, puts the siren on. Let's get down there, boys.
Boys, break out the holy water. We're going to need the crucifixes, the holy water. You name it.
Yeah.
And hope they're Catholics.
Yeah, we got one. So, they arrested and fined him for impersonating a ghost.
But to be impersonating a ghost, the people who do you for that would have to know the ghost that you're doing an impersonation of.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, they framed it as this guy's the scourge of the town, but it's the people who called the cops.
Yeah.
That's who's ruining society. Where, somebody's, for me, it's something the police should have squashed too. And even if you get one cop that's willing to arrest somebody over this, the other police should have stepped in. And there was a very easy way to do it, because if you're down at the detachment and this guy's bringing in like a dude who's like, we gotta book him. He's impersonating a ghost. It's at that point that the booker goes, who? This guy, I don't see a guy with. Is there?
Is there
Can you see a guy? At that point, if the drunk has any fucking knowledge in his head, he goes,
and then walk through a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Apparently, the guy was fined.
Yeah.
Like this went to court.
Yeah.
For impersonating a ghost in a graveyard.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was fined £35.
Which is almost worth it.
Yeah. Have that on your CV.
Yeah. Portsmouth's finest ghost impersonator.
Actually, to be honest, that ghost could have been any number of the gigs that I did there. Over the years, I've died many times in Portsmouth. Yeah. I've always thought some of those sets are still wandering around, haunting the many roundabouts of Portsmouth.
Trying to get the attention of the crowd. And then halfway through realizing you didn't want the attention of the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
It was better when they just weren't listening. Now they can hear you and they don't like it. It's a different sort of hate.
Before they were bickering over their sausage rolls. Now they're silently munching on said sausage roll.
Yeah.
Deciding they're not into you at all.
No. Now their heckles are concise. They used to just be vague, but now they're joining into the jokes. It's not as good.
Fuck.
Like, you'd have to know what a real ghost looked like to charge somebody with impersonating a ghost.
Yeah, right. He wasn't like in a costume. He's just a drunk guy going woo and waving his arms around in a graveyard.
Yeah, it sounds like if that's illegal, a lot of people at sporting events would have to go to jail.
Also,
you guys, that last goal that the team scored, you all did a really bad ghost impersonation. We're gonna have to take you all down to the.
That's it, boys. You can hold on to your claw hammers and your Stanley knives.
Yeah.
This is about something much more serious than football violence.
Yeah.
Ghost impersonations.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's loads of those things that are still on the books. There's loads of crimes. There's loads of things that are still a crime in Britain. The UK get done for gambling in a library. That's illegal. Did you know that?
Is that just throwing a book in the air and seeing what page it falls into?
I don't know. You can only imagine that at some point somebody did it. They went, it's a bit noisy.
Would you ever get the librarian to blow on the dice by shushing them? Shh. Yeah. Snake eyes.
Yeah, that's illegal. Gambling in a library. Mm-hmm.
Gambling in a library. Mm-hmm. It's not the place for it.
No.
I'll be the one to say it. Like, I'd be more upset with that than the ghost impersonator in the graveyard.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to be scared, I think, first to... I mean, it must have been a hell of an impersonation, like. It must have been absolutely bang on, like. You're walking along late afternoon.
Yeah.
Next thing, like, it's, something from a hellscape.
Yeah, he's double jointed. He's able to do that, like, walk backwards on his hands. He's not going
to be able to do that, is he?
No, well, maybe if he's drunk, he might be able to.
Yeah, that's true. This is true. That's illegal. It's also illegal in Britain for a taxi driver to ask you whether you have the plague or not.
Good. Well, I know that now, asshole. I was so offended. It's like, I just haven't brushed my teeth in a while. Just close your little screen.
Oh, mate. Gone out with notes, got a lot of buboes on your neck. You got a lot of pus-filled sores around your groin and neck. You got the plague, mate. I know the law, sunshine.
Just puts the plague mask on anyway, though. They're allowed to do that. If they think you have the plague, they can put on their big pointy snoot mask, but they can't ask you.
I just don't want any of the vapours.
Yeah. Oh, this? No, I just wear that sometimes. It's got nothing to do with you.
Nothing to do with you, mate. Do you ever bleed your humours, do you? Do you ever drain yourself off?
There's some posies in the ashtray there. Why don't you take a few of those?
Yeah. What are you going to do when you die? You going to get cremated or are you going to go to mass grave? Just skirting around it. You had any fingers fall off? Nothing.
Never licked a rat?
Never done that?
Yeah, I licked a rat. You look like a rat licker to me.
Is the church bells in the village you're from, is gone silent, has it? So weird. Genuinely true. It's also in this country, in the UK, where we sit as we speak, it has been since 1839, it has been illegal to be drunk in a pub.
Well, then the whole population has to go to jail then.
You better believe it. Better believe it. You've got to...
for a long time, too.
I mean, everybody's committed at least one of those. Gambled in a library. Accused a man of having the plague in a taxi carriage.
Yeah.
Drunk in a pub. It's illegal. For almost 150 years it's been illegal.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's just not enforceable.
I wouldn't have thought so. No.
They don't have the prison space. They don't have enough hypocrites to start arresting people for that.
You think they would have at least reformed it once Witherspoons took off?
Yeah.
Nothing. My local Witherspoons is a former Baptist church where on Saturday night, right down there at the bottom of the church, there's like two balcony areas.
Right.
And down the pit below where the bars are and the door to the smoking area, it can get pretty tasty down there on a weekend.
Yeah.
A couple of times I've been in there, but the trick is to just sit up top. Because the real messy drunks just can't get up the stairs. I've seen it happen. I've seen people go, "You fucking you what?" Like threatening people one floor above. You can't come on. Just see these dudes completely incapable. It's like, when you see a small child try and climb up a slide in their socks.
Yeah.
You're not getting there. You're not getting there. That's what it's like.
Yeah.
Every one of them would be in chokey if I had the choice. Now that I know it's illegal.
Yeah. Officer.
It's happened again. Another ghost. No. I'm drunk in a pub.
Is Edgar coming into work today? I'll go get all the drunks in all the pubs in Portsmouth.
If Flute Booty's on duty, I'm out here. Flute Booty
on duty.
Flute Booty on duty.
Somebody call Edgar's wife. Ask her what he had for dinner last night. Pot roast and cabbage. Okay, we're all going.
All right. We're gonna fan out around the town, boys.
The streets were clean that night.
Every ghost, every gambler, every drunk, and every medieval man in a nosegay.
Is that what they're called?
That thing?
It's a nosegay?
I think so. I think it's when it's in a party. A party version is called a nosegay. It's like a codpiece for the face.
Well, it's called a plague mask, but I think
that's not very party, is it?
No.
You know what I mean?
You learn something new every day.
God, I just want to do it. I was going to get in a black cab, dressed in old. Ding ding. Bring out your dad.
Get him to drive slow. Sorry, the vehicle at work's broken. We'll have to take you home.
I have many pieces of luggage.
Could you help me with this, please?
You may need to put the gloves on. Right, what's going on?
What's up? You're trying to ask me something?
Yeah.
Trying to say something?
You're going to inquire about something, right?
There's a question. Do you?
You're naturally inquisitive people, you cockneys.
Yes, you are.
Nothing. No, that's all right. Yeah. Goths, are you goths, are you? No, we're not goths.
Not at all.
We've just come from Blackheath. We've been upon the heath. So, this week, live on BBC Regional News, BBC Northwest.
Oh, yeah, I can see it in my mind's eye now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, God, it's a good one. The weather forecaster is a lady called Kosir Kwamir.
Okay.
I think I've said that correctly. I think if you put enough question marks in your voice. Kosir?
Yeah. Is there
Quamer.
question marks in the name that you have to pronounce?
Anyway, that's the lady in question. She's the weather lady, weather human for BBC Northwest Regional News. End of the weather report. Standard stuff. The presenter went, come and join me on the couch. Just a little wrap up before the end of the news. She went, what are you doing this weekend? And the weather report went, oh, it's going to be my niece's surprise birthday party. And the other lady went, well, it's not a surprise anymore if she watches this. To which she went, oh no! It's, for me as a parent, it's just the fact that it was their niece.
Yeah.
That woman's sister right now, the minute she saw that, was, you motherfucker!
Well, I mean, depending on the age of the niece, like if it was, it's 11 o'clock a.m. on a Tuesday. Of course she's watching the news. She's a 9-year-old girl.
Of course they are.
But, yeah, for me, it wreaked a bit of sibling rivalry. And, yeah. I don't trust the mainstream media as it is. And this is just another one of the examples of the way they do things down at the BBC. They love spoiling little kids' parties because they're lizards and they feed off children's fears.
Yeah. And if that's what they're willing to do to a child's birthday party, what are they willing to do with our water supply?
Yeah. If that's what they're telling us, what aren't they telling us?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
And very unquantifiable.
Well, you'll find a lot of it it needs that. Here's something very vague. What brought Building 7 down then? I don't know. See, nobody knows.
Why don't you know? Did you know about the birthday party? Yes. Now.
You know what they want you to know. It was never supposed to be a surprise.
Oh, there's so many. I went down a rabbit hole earlier of there's so many things online of lists of surprise birthday parties that have gone wrong.
I can imagine.
Oh yeah, this is my favourite one. This guy came home. It's for a surprise birthday party to find his wife having sex with another man. To which she went, when she was called, she went, surprise! It was meant to be a surprise threesome and we just got started early. I mean, you've got to admire, like, to have managed to thought that out on your feet. Well, probably not on your feet, probably your hands and knees, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, and in using real, like, loose terms when it came, I'm sure the guy talked to her about a threesome, but it wasn't with Chuck from next door. No, he said Chuck's wife. Oh, I just heard the first part when he said Chuck.
Oh, Chuckalina. No, she wasn't available. You know she works. Chuck's always around, though.
Yeah. Since the accident, he can't work.
The accident of getting a shovel in the back of my head from a jealous husband.
Yeah, he's been a bit dopey since that one.
There is so many of these stories. It was just stories of surprise parties gone wrong. Unbelievable amount of them when everybody's been in the dark, turn the lights on, surprise! Astonishing amounts instantly start with a punch.
Yeah.
People, they think they've come into their own darkened house, all alone, turn the light on, people jump out, surprise, clank. Like, incredible amount. So many start off with somebody losing a tooth, apologies, black eyes, broken noses.
Yeah. He thinks we don't know he's coming home from Iraq.
Yeah. Quite a few of them as well. Dudes, yeah. In America, a lot of people like, he's just back from a tour of duty in a very violent place.
Yeah.
What he'd love is noise. Surprise.
Yeah, he pulled the gun out, but he knew it was just, like, it wasn't that he was shocked. He was just like that annoyed. Yeah. He went back to his truck, got his shotgun, and just started going through his house.
Just started searching his own property. We spend most of the day blindfolded in the garden.
Surprise!
Here's the surprise! United States Marine Corps! Wow. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I've never, I don't, have I ever been? Yeah, no, we did. We had a surprise birthday party. We had a surprise baby shower when the missus was pregnant. We did do that, and she liked it very much. She got very emotional, but she was heavily pregnant, so you know what I mean. But she enjoyed it very much. That was good. But I think that's the only one I've been involved in. I've always had a personal ambition to jump out of a birthday cake. You know that?
Yeah, well, they're small enough.
I'm talking about the big one on wheels.
Well, I think we'd have to help you out. Unless you had a little trampoline.
You know what I mean? That'd be fun though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Bye-bye!
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know who's surprised at that point. Like, oh, it's just a giant wooden cake. Oh, there's a girl. Like, you wouldn't get anybody at that point.
Right, just a giant woodlouse in the corner. So we're not going to eat the cake. Right? You guys don't like eating cake? No?
You can. The stripper's like, no. I have to pay for those. I had a surprise birthday party thrown for me by my first wife, and it was quite a surprise. It was after hockey, and like
so you're knackered, smelly,
and it was like 11:30 at night on a Tuesday. It was really weird, but luckily everybody was comics, so it wasn't that weird for people to be up, but it was the shortest party. Even with that, it was like just on for an hour and everybody had a piece of cake and then just went home.
Because it's Tuesday, the least party day of the week.
Yeah. Well, it was perfect in its stealthiness because you never would have, sometimes it's like Saturday. Hey, can you go to the shop and get one pat of butter? Okay. No.
Can you just nip off to the gravel factory for 3 hours in the early Saturday evening?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You get an inkling.
There's also an awful lot of stories of surprise parties where just once it's surprise.
Oh yeah.
So many. Like why? And every time it's some old boy. He's like 75. He's 80 years old, and everybody that he knows and loves has decided to hide behind his couch in the darkness. Surprise! Like, it only makes sense if he owns a giant media empire.
Yeah.
Has 4 warring children.
Yeah, I imagine that's...
Surprise, Rupert!
Yeah, that's basically what Rupert Murdoch's security team is now. It's just an anti-surprise party. They'll get in there. You guys looking for snipers? Now we're looking for confetti.
We're looking for cakes that could take a man. Pardon? You heard me.
Yeah, and then they're all like just like go. wheeling out a huge cake. Well, so that wasn't for a surprise.
No. Hey, everything okay, Dan? Yeah, I'm alright. Just kind of do what I can to make sure the coal industry keeps going. His birthday's coming up, Pops. Oh, I just want to keep it nice and quiet.
Yeah.
Just air horns being put back into sports bags.
The only guy who's ever got a surprise birthday party 9 months away from their birthday.
Surprise, Dad! You're still alive!
Yeah, we're all surprised.
You're really doing a Queen of England on us here, aren't you? You know, we're all in our 50s now. Yeah, we're all in our 50s. I really want to take over a media empire in our late 50s.
Somebody should do a show about that.
They really should. They surely should. Well, we wish you all the very best. Surprise part. I mean, do you like them? Did you?
Yeah, I mean, it was sweet that she did it.
Yeah, that's not. I mean,
But
there's so many sweet things in this world.
yeah.
Don't involve heart attacks, strokes.
Yeah. It's never been something that I wanted again.
Right.
You know, but it was nice.
So it's in the column along with finger in the bum, is it? Just there.
We called him homeless, by the way. And that's definitely in the one time only.
Surprise! I'm gonna finger you into a ghost. Pardon? You know that's illegal.
Bum.
Just get in the car and make sure you haven't got any plague. Yeah, there's an awful lot of that. People having strokes. There was also an awful lot of stories of when it's surprise, shit themselves.
Oh yeah.
Unbelievably common.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, like, you know, you think about the steps, right? Surprise part, you're organising it for your loved one. You got to guarantee that your other half has been away for the day. Right?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they've been out of the house all day, right? They may not been able to attend the throne room.
Yeah.
They've got home, only one thing on their mind. You know what I mean? I'm going to leaf through my latest copy of The Economist. See how the Indonesian economy is faring in these high interest rates era.
They just had an election. I better get in there.
Better find out what's going on there. Is there any shadow of the generals returning?
Yeah. You can call it that if you want. Speaking of the shit, the general shadow.
What?
He's shitting himself. It's a euphemism for shitting himself.
Is the shadow of the general? Yeah. That's a great thing about podcasts. I don't need to make sense.
Yeah. We don't write these down. They just come.
Have you got another one for me?
We got one more.
Oh yeah,
one more. And this we get on the boat and we sail it to Italy.
Nice way to.
I knew you'd like this one. There is a gang, a posse in Italy that they knock over post offices. And you would say to yourself, well, that's I don't even know people did that anymore.
Well, I mean, what are you getting out of the post office? Like, what's in there?
Yeah, a couple of invoice books.
We're going to take all your Tipex. all your office supplies.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, so there's okay.
Dusty knick-knack.
So there's armed robbers robbing post offices in Australia, or in Italy, I should say.
And the reason it's such an old-timey crime is because it's an old-timey gang. These men are in their 60s and their 70s, and it's just all they've ever known. So, and they used to be they used to be known guys, and but they're still doing it. I guess they just never put a lot of money away.
Is it ever thus?
Yeah.
The armed robbers of Italy never plan ahead. Only as far as lunch.
Yeah. They caught them. Apparently it's not that hard.
we have looked everywhere from them. Everywhere. We've turned over the entire city. Have you checked down by the, where they play the bowls? Have you checked where the
bocce.
the bocce plays? Have you checked? Huh?
Why would they? Just go look. Go look.
Tiny old Italian men robbing post offices.
Yeah.
I'd like to believe, though, that although they were bank robbers, they were still old men, so they still queued for ages. You know what I mean? Just waiting patiently for your turn. Having a bit of a grumble.
You can't rush in anywhere at that point. Just sort of shuffling in like, everybody get what's my in here for? Is it Charles?
Well, everybody else in the post
Could somebody read this note to me? I found a note in my pocket. What's it? And then he's like, this is a sticker. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm so sorry.
See what I got on me. I don't have any money.
Got a gun, though.
Yeah, I got an idea.
You give me the money, then I will give it to you, you the bank robber. What do you mean you are in uniform, you are the police? Doesn't make any sense.
Well, they had one. One was broken up because of incontinence.
What? No.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, they had to sort of abort halfway through because Giuseppe needed a shit.
So great.
You're just like waiting for the car to come breathing around the corner. He's just got a copy of Milan Times or whatever that.
Milan Times.
AC Milan's back at the top of the table. Oh, well, I thought that might happen this year.
I like the idea. Who else is going to be in the post office but other old people? Old boys going in there. Everybody on the floor! Oh, come on. With these knees, just shoot me now. What do you think? I have liquid underneath these kneecaps? Come on. Just shoot me right now. Okay, everybody, just have a sit down.
Police show up, they think everyone's dead. No, he told them to get on the ground. They can't get back up.
Once they all down, who's going to help them out?
It's the perfect crime. That's all they did. He's got everybody on the floor and then just took over a course of 3 days, they emptied the whole thing out.
I like the idea. Just a siege in the post office. All the SWAT team outside. What are your demands? There is no toilet in here. Do you have a toilet out there? See, here we have a toilet. Okay, you send one of your men in here. I go out. I use the toilet. And then we talk. But me on the outside, you on the inside. Doesn't make any sense. Oh, fantastic. Did you know there's actually a tradition in Italy called umarelle?
No.
Right. Italy's one of the demographically oldest places on earth. There's not a lot of children there. But there's a lot of old boys.
That's right.
There's a lot of old boys kicking around. And,
Tough place for a pedophile.
I never thought we'd feel sorry for them. I never thought this is how the podcast would come to an end. What's that? Yes, my podcaster partner expressed a certain amount of sympathy for the sex-starved pedophiles of Southern Italy.
Didn't say I felt sorry for them. I just said it's a tough place for them to be. That may be me saluting Italy, and it's a very ingenious way of upsetting them.
Yeah. It's the youngest one I've touched is 32. Don't even know.
That's not why I joined the clergy.
You know what I mean? 32. He still lives at his mama's house, so I don't know any counsel.
He threatened to go to the police. I was like, you can. It's okay.
It's okay. You're 32-year-old man. Like, it's not illegal. Anyway.
That's the worst part of it.
The umarelli are retired Italian men. This is a social phenomenon all over Italy. We get a lot of old retired Italian men that like to hang around at construction sites, watching construction going on. Once I tell you, when I describe what it's like, it will click in your head, right? You will have seen it. It's little old Italian men always with their hands behind their backs, spending hours just looking in at construction sites and giving unbidden advice to the men building things.
Are you sure they're not just casing the place from land? This is how they knew the whole layout. They just watched it go up.
Toto, this is how we do it. We spent 6 years of the end of our lives just watching it being built. But we know where the fire exits are. But yeah, umarelli. And it's a phenomenon all over Italy of old boys just looking at construction sites. And one city in Italy called Regione
Okay.
is now employing the umarelli, pays them to count the amount of trucks coming in and coming out of construction sites around the city to make sure none of the supplies are getting slid off by the mob.
Wow.
And the old boys are out with the, note paper and pen. That's 3 trucks in, 3 trucks leave. Okay, guys. Amazing.
Does the mob just not shoot them on the way out then?
Nothing shoots them. It does force them to do bank jobs in their 70s. I've told you one time. 2 trucks went in, 5 come out. You understand me? No, it's not in my notepad. How you feel about post offices? Very convenient.
Yeah. It's a high tech. It's the future.
Yeah, the future. Where else am I supposed to get a bookkeeping book? Yeah. But and I looked up how to spell and pronounce umarelli.
Okay.
Right? It turns out, synonyms, words that are like things.
Synonyms.
It's a synonym bun.
You said cinnamons first.
I said cinnamon buns.
Yeah. No, the first time. You were trying to say synonyms and you said cinnamons.
I was, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
I wasn't sure if you knew that or if that's what you'd done.
I confess to it. I admit it, Your Honor. I admit it.
Sometimes people do that with words that they can't say. They'll say a word that's close to it, and then just hope you never bring it up.
Hope for the best. I can't say tarantula.
Do you know what word I have always had trouble with? Is ignorant. I can say it now, but for the longest time I would say integrant.
Integrant?
Yeah. And it sounds almost like a slur.
It does. It sounds like you're so stupid they're kicking you out of the country. We got a lot of integrant problems here.
Well, it's the perfect storm too, because if you ever wanted to use it in an argument, you sure are just integrant. What? My father was born here. What do you mean? No, you're an integrant man.
I'm not winning this argument. Throw the tarantula at him. Weirdly, I can say the word, but only if I say it slowly and in an Italian accent. Tarantula.
Wow.
Tarantula. I can't say it normally.
What do you think that's... What is that attached to?
I don't know. It's certainly not from my childhood. We didn't have any tarantulas in Dublin.
Good. Because you wouldn't have been able to warn anybody. They didn't try to run all along as they're coming. What?
The fuck do you just say? What? The tarantulas.
Wow.
The tarantula. The tarantula.
Yeah. Yeah, your way sounds like the Brazilian way to say it.
The actual way to say it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if there is that, but I if I were you, I would just front that with like, oh no, I've traveled. That's why I can't say tarantula your way. I can only say it the right way.
Only in the native tongue. But anyway, nevertheless, the cinnamons of Umarell.
Yeah.
Right. These were the two offerings. If bear in mind, this online dictionary is there to help you understand, right? When it's an Umarell. It's like a Dutch uncle or a Gongoozler. Have you heard of either of a Dutch uncle or a Gongoozler?
No.
No, neither had I. And both of them.
I've heard of a Dutch uncle, but
you have.
Well, of a man has nieces and nephews in Holland.
Right. But you've never heard the expression, a Dutch uncle?
No.
No, neither did I. But it's another one of those many, many expressions in English that have really, really don't show the Dutch in a good light. Along with, Dutch courage.
Yeah.
Dutch oven.
Yeah. Yeah. But a Dutch oven is a real thing. I didn't know that. I thought that the only time I'd ever come in contact with Dutch ovens is when you fart and put somebody's head under the
right.
duvet.
That's a Dutch oven.
That's a Dutch oven, but there is a thing called the Dutch oven.
What do you mean?
Well, it's a thing. Like
it's a type of oven.
Yeah.
Or I thought genuinely for a second, I thought you were genuinely going, that's how they live. That's what they're doing. I've been in Holland a lot of times. You're like,
that's just how they propose.
That's what they do. They take
the ring is under the duvet.
They take their 6-foot blonde lady and they shove her under a duvet.
After a good cheese fart. Okay.
Oh, that fart was originally wrapped in wax, wasn't it?
Well, I once saw a episode of Miami Vice, and it was a rerun, obviously, but it was right from, because that was the coolest show in the world. And it's all for the start, like that. The start with the flamingos flying and the pigs, and they're all like, and then it was just like as it started. It was back when the episodes had names,
right?
And this was right before that took off as a thing, because there's an episode of Miami Vice called Dutch Oven.
Really?
I just was laughing so hard. I was like, is this because they're undercover?
Balling. Shame on you.
No, but you look into it. There is an episode of Miami Vice called Dutch Oven.
Crockett and Tubbs. The reason why their sleeves are rolled up. The reason why they haven't got any socks on. Because they had to escape from that bed real quick.
What happened to the crocodile?
But apparently a Dutch...
They died in a gassing.
Apparently a Dutch uncle is an... I've never heard this expression. But apparently a Dutch uncle is an uncle that unbidden will start to give you really harsh advice. Hey, you need to lose weight. You're a bum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's apparently a Dutch uncle.
All right.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
But apparently it's in the cinnamon world along with umarelli.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see how there would be a cinnamon of it.
But a Gongoozler? Any idea what that is?
No.
Any idea what country it would come from?
I'm going to go like a weird one, like Armenia or...
England. Correct. You're correct. A weird one. England. You know, the land that prosecutes fake ghosts.
Goozlers.
Yeah, a Gongoozler. Apparently it's basically an umarel that spends all his day down by a canal telling people how to operate their barges properly. Is a Gongoozler, apparently.
That sounds like an English person attempting to speak any other foreign language.
Do you understand me? God almighty, we're trapped here with a bunch of Gongoozlers. Hello!
That's what they've done. They've taught him a bunch of racial slurs that aren't racial slurs so he doesn't get in trouble in public. If you really want to upset them, call them a Gongoozler.
I'm warning you. It's absolute fireworks at dawn. They don't like to be called the GG. You know. But a Gongoozler.
Wow.
You're not operating your barge properly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, how? I mean, you know, it's a long, thin strip of water. Presumably they hang around the lock.
Yeah, I think if
criticising you for your inability to operate the lock mechanism properly.
Yeah, you'd know that. That would already be obvious to you as you Panama or Suez Canal your barge. You haven't done that correct. I know.
Yeah, that's what they needed. That's how you stop another Evergrande or Evergreen happening.
We need to get these Gongoozlers down to the Middle East.
That's what will sort it all out. Send the Gongoozlers.
Yeah, a bunch of people like it.
Do you know what we've gone wrong? We keep sending the SAS. We keep going too tough. We need to send the Gongoozlers. Track squad of Gongoozlers. Umarels and Gongoozlers just standing around, hands behind their backs, telling people how to do their shit properly. I'd appreciate like a Gongoozler in an orgy would probably be very handy.
Yeah. Eventually.
You've not done it right. You're not. You haven't backed it up. It's too narrow.
Yeah. Now it's sideways.
Sideways.
Now nobody can get in.
You didn't let enough moisture in there.
Here's the other entrance.
You're meant to come in from the Pacific side.
Yeah,
Oh, no. Trying to get in through the Caribbean. Oh, no. Send for the Gongoozler. Now I want to meet a Gongoozler now.
Yeah.
I'd imagine they're in the same suite as mudlarkers.
It feels like that's, yeah. Not Shakespearean times, maybe a little after. That's when the Gongoozlers would have.
Well, I'd imagine they were around. They didn't start until the canals.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it.
When did the canals come?
Start of the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah, that fits.
They're all scans. Correct.
Yeah, they wouldn't really needed them pretty.
Yeah, you can imagine you're just a guy with natural gongoozling skills for hundreds of years. Nothing to you. Nothing. Just wandering up to people, telling their horse and cart isn't up to scratch.
I once hit a deer, and but the car was still drivable, and I was of course, like, there was nothing I could do, so I just drove on, and like I had a big dent in the front, and a guy pulled up, and this is like a back country, those almost single lane roads of back England, Essex, and winding turns and stuff.
Mojack, yeah.
And he pulled up right beside me driving, and he's like, "You've got a dent in your bonnet." And I was like, I know. I can see it.
Yeah. More importantly, I can see more of the road.
Yeah, you're in the wrong lane. You're about to be a dent in a bonnet if you don't go behind me again.
I appreciate all your gongoozling.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't mind.
I once also, I had a dude get out and walk back. I was like, I assumed it was going to be a traffic fight. And I pointed my window down, and he's like, "Yeah, one of your headlights is out." And I was just like, "Okay, thank you." And he got back in his car, and I just thought, man, that guy is not taking retirement very well.
No. That guy needs to find himself a nice stretcher canal. Yeah. Or an Italian construction site.
Like, he's gonna be in fights if he's just like coming up to cars really quickly. I know a lot of people that wouldn't have waited to hear what that was about. They just would have opened the car door into him.
Surprise!
Yeah.
You're not seeing 70. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. And what another wonderful week of dafties.
Hope you enjoyed that. We sure did.
We sure did. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you like the show, like and subscribe, please.
Yeah, hit those buttons hard.
Hit them hard. Smash them. Maybe damage your own equipment. Showing the world how much you like the show.
Yeah.
It's been a Pod People production.
Pod People production.
And we'll be back next week.
Yes, we will.
Pod People.
In collaboration with